You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
That's the wine and diner with kings and queens.
You're looking at the man. You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Thursday. Welcome to the Drew Yari Show. I'm your host, Drew. I have a special guest with me today. I was on his show last week. He is Raheem, RJ Brooklyn Savage. You can find his podcast on Anchor. I will post a link below. As a matter of fact, I'll post a link as soon as I post it on Twitter. Raheem, what's going on, man?
Hey, not much, man. Just chilling, just enjoying this Thursday off, and yeah, I'm just pumped to get into what we're gonna get into today, which is SummerSlam and Takeover predictions. It's usually my favorite part of not only just the summer but of the year. I'm a big mark for SummerSlam. I'll admit that, and who doesn't love a good takeover?
Exactly.
So that's where I'm at.
Exactly. We actually have a pretty stacked show today as far as like topics go, but yeah, eventually we'll jump into NXT Takeover. But right before we did the intro, we were talking about NXT. I was going to ask you, they're obviously not going to put NXT back on the network, which I think they should, but they're not going to. So, as far as making the show interesting, do you think eventually they'll put, maybe not permanently, but they'll have cross-brand, promotion, like they did last year at Survivor Series. They'll put main roster guys on the show like an AJ Styles or, Daniel Bryan, guys like those. Maybe eventually a Roman Reigns, which I think would be pretty interesting. Put him in the ring with, right as I'm saying that, I just saw that bump with Ridge Holland and Johnny Gargano where he just dropped him. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyways. But, eventually they might even put some main roster guys on NXT. Kind of like they did with ECW, back in the day where they had a draft and they would put, main roster guys on ECW and they would put ECW guys on the main roster. Like, do you think that's something that'll eventually happen?
I think so. I think they'll take, maybe one, maybe two, hell, maybe one to three established main roster guys and put them on NXT to draw. I can see Owens easily being one of them, by the way, too. Kevin Owens.
I think Owens could really benefit from being on NXT at the moment because he's really floundering on Raw because it looked like they were doing something with him, him and Rollins, and then he just got put back on the shelf. So he really doesn't have anything on the main roster for him. Put him on NXT, put him in a feud with Adam Cole. I mean, that'd be interesting.
Oh, dude, I would love that.
Yeah, dating back to, I forget which Takeover it was, I think it was the Takeover before Survivor Series. Yeah, exactly. I thought they were going to honestly do something with that, and they didn't. So, I mean, that could really benefit him. AJ Styles has gone on record saying he would like to, compete in NXT a few times. So, I mean, that would be cool. I mentioned, and this is kind of like, long shot, Roman Reigns. Put him in the ring with Cross. Have those two guys just beat the shit out of each other. Like, that would be cool. But
nice Haas fight. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, exactly. Two big thoroughbred motherfuckers. Like, you can't go wrong. I think eventually they will put some main roster guys on the show to kind of spice it up because
I think so, too.
Yeah, the ratings haven't come out yet. I mean, granted, NXT didn't really have anyone to compete with because, if anyone doesn't know, AEW for the next, I think, 3 to 4 weeks, they're not going to be on the regular Wednesday time slot due to the NBA playoffs. This Saturday... Go ahead.
Which is smart on that part.
Oh, exactly. This Saturday, NXT Dynamite will be competing against NXT TakeOver, which... I'm not sure how the ratings will go with that because I'm not sure how streaming numbers, go for the WWE Network. So, but so look forward to that. It also came out today. I'm not sure if you saw this, that the September 2nd episode of NXT, they might end up moving it due to the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, I just saw that not too long ago, and that's smart because people love their sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hockey fan. I love the Rangers, even though they're not in the playoffs. But my point is that people are loving and appreciating their sports, especially when the season for all sports were halted. And people are flocking to it now, especially when it's so good. Especially the NBA playoffs has been a real good treat to watch. Mm-hmm. Baseball's been kind of miserable, and hockey's been somewhat interesting. So
yeah,
we had all those elements, and then wrestling, which has been on for the last couple of months without a crowd, been kind of stuck in the mud a little bit. People are going to flock to the sports. So I think it's a smart move on Triple H and whoever made that call. That's a smart call to make. So
if I had to guess, it would have been Triple H. Just if I'm a betting man, I would say it's Triple H. Because he did an interview where they asked him about the demos and are you trying to make NXT? I'm just paraphrasing. Are you trying to improve NXT through the demos like AEW is? And he's saying, I'm doing what's best for NXT, and that's about it. Because the whole demo thing, I don't want to come off as ignorant. I don't think it matters. I think if they think it matters, then okay. I mean, to some companies, demos do matter. Like, there have been shows that have been taken off the air even when they had really big ratings because they didn't hit their demo.
Mm-hmm. Right, absolutely.
Like Young Justice. They didn't hit the demo they wanted even though their ratings were really good. And supposedly, I think the rumor was that they were going after that younger, male demographic, but they noticed that girls were watching the show more.
Which is fine. Girls can be comic book fans too.
So, but yeah, I mean, again, that's just how companies feel. Is that it doesn't matter if they're getting ratings. To them, it's we're not getting the ratings that we're not getting the demo that we want. So, I think demos do matter to companies that believe it matters. But for AEW, I mean, just they're beating NXT in the ratings, but at the end of the day, NXT is still, like the farming system. They're still developmental.
Which, like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong in saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
AEW are putting on their best guns. It's not like we kind of touched on earlier. It's not like Kevin Owens is showing up on NXT or Roman Reigns is showing up on NXT or Goldberg or somebody with some name value is showing up on NXT. It's a lot of independent stars, or former independent stars, and a lot of developmental, purebred developmental guys, competing against indie darlings and fans of people or wrestlers that the fans on Twitter love. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hard battle.
Yeah, exactly. I'm under the belief that I think both shows would really benefit from moving to different nights.
I think so too.
Like, I think with AEW kind of almost being forced to move on different nights through the NBA playoffs, I think this is almost kind of like a testing, like testing the waters from see which nights work better. Like, for example, I think NXT could move to Friday nights, kind of like when SmackDown was on Friday nights, right. and then AEW can move on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's a little tricky though, right? Because you have your dedicated fans, right? Mm-hmm. But who's sticking around on Friday to watch TV, or even Saturday too? You know what I'm saying? The weekend is usually to have fun, even though, quite frankly, we're not really supposed to be having fun. With COVID going around. I know I can't do the normal things that I usually do on Friday. Like I was telling somebody earlier, like, I'm not gonna lie, I go to strip clubs and I go to karaoke bars and stuff like that on Fridays with a couple of neighbors and stuff like that. So like you can't really do none of that right now. So course, at this point, we're forced to either play a video game or watch SmackDown or watch whatever else is on, you know?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's just an opinion. But, yeah, speaking of AEW...
Yeah. Right.
This just came out. AEW is apparently going to be allowing fans back in attendance.
I think that's a bad move.
I'll post it on No DQ News. AEW to host live ticketed events at 10 to 15% capacity at Daly's Place open air venue. Big press release. I'm not really going to go into the whole thing. Starting Thursday, August 27th, live open air shows in Jacksonville, Florida. Open to limited, physically distanced spectators in compliance with state and local regulations and CDC guidelines. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty much everything that we just talked about. Tickets will go on sale tomorrow. So, yeah, apparently next week, AEW is allowing fans back in. You just said it was a bad move. Why do you think so?
I don't know. Florida's bad with cases. I just don't think it's the right city to make a move like that. In my opinion, it's just I don't know. I would just hold off on that a little bit longer, to be honest with you, until they get some stuff underneath control over there. That's just my opinion. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, I get you. I mean, from what we just read on it, it sounds like it's something that they're not just doing on their own. Like they actually like have like the go ahead from the actual state of Florida to do it, as long as they, are safe about it. And it sounds like people are going to be spread apart. It's not going to be like a full arena of people. It's just going to be
right.
Spread apart. It's going to be up to 10 to 15% capacity. So.
I mean, when you put it like that, then I mean, it sounds a little bit more better. But I don't know. I just hate taking any chances right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of other states besides Florida are taking chances.
Yeah, that's true too. Oof. I don't know. I just wish the best for them in that regard, and also for the fans that go. So. Just hope everything turns out fine.
And then everyone already pretty much knows this. WWE is now making their own what they call the Thunderdome at the Amway Center in Orlando, which is where the Orlando Magic play. And they've already posted photos, put up videos on how it looks, and from the way it looks like they're kind of going the same way that the NBA is going, as far as having live quote unquote fans in attendance,
virtual fans,
which I don't. Here's the thing: I don't want to shit on it until I actually see it. But it's one of those things where it's just like I don't know, because it was like it was kind of like the greatest match that ever existed at Backlash, where. They had piped in noises, which, granted, this is going to be a little different because I think it's going to be live fans, right?
Yep, that's what I'm understanding.
Okay, so it'll be different than that, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't like to be negative about everything. I kind of want to give things a chance. So it's
Same here.
It's one of those things where it's a wait and see type of thing.
Absolutely.
They said the main roster is just going to be the Thunderdome. From what I read, NXT will go back to Full Sail, which I personally think you should include NXT in this, but that's just me. But yeah, Takeover tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow, Saturday, and then SummerSlam. It'll debut tomorrow at SmackDown, and then Takeover 30 and SummerSlam will have this new concept. So, what's your overall opinion about the whole Thunderdome thing?
Well, first of all, it looks pretty cool from what I've seen from the video footage and everything I've seen. I'm part of the WWE fan council, so they sent a sneak peek of it, and among other different stuff or whatever, blah blah blah. But as far as, I don't know, man, I'm kind of iffy about that too. because from being a podcaster and just listening to other podcasts, there's one or two jerk offs that just are just looking to jack themselves off right live on the air. You just know it's going to happen. Somebody's going to try to get themselves over, this, that, and the other. Somebody's going to be real ignorant, and try to make this whole thing about them. And it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about it. But the whole concept, though, I think it's a good concept, though. I really do. But I'm just worried about the fan aspect of the whole idea.
Yeah, I get you, because then, like you just mentioned, there's going to be people who try to get themselves over. You're going to have AEW fans trying to hijack the show. You're going to have, you're going to have some idiot trying to, like, I don't know, do something stupid. Like, he'll probably say something stupid or do something stupid. Like I don't know, he'll probably pull his dick on live TV. Like, I don't know how it's going to work.
That's one of my friends, Jay. She said that on Twitter yesterday. She said, "I hope nobody pulls the dick out on live on air."
Like I imagine WWE has a tech guy that's looking through every one of these fans' accounts, and if they even see anyone trying to do something stupid, like everything just mentioned, they're gonna just cut him out immediately. So,
yeah, I believe so too. Hopefully they have that down packed. But like I said, it looks fun. It looks WWE's always trying to be that groundbreaking, always trying to try groundbreaking things. So I'm like you said, I'm trying to give this a chance and see where it goes. Because on paper it sounds cool. So from what I've seen of it physically, it looks cool too.
So, like, to be a part of the live interactive fans, do you have to pay a fee?
I'm not sure how that goes. I haven't looked into it thoroughly, but I don't know. I think maybe you have to sign up for the website. I've seen a couple of screenshots, and it looked like you have to sign up on the website for it.
Oh, okay. Currently, Raquel Gonzalez just made her comeback to NXT, and she just fucking gave a big boot to Kairi Sane. I'm surprised Kairi didn't have her friggin' nose smashed.
You mean Io?
I'm sorry? No, Kairi. Io. I'm sorry. Fuck.
wrong Japanese.
Drew Yari's racist. He thinks all Japanese look alike. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't watch. I'm sorry, but
they all look the same to me. Damn it!
Io, Raquel Gonzalez came back and just booted the shit out of Io.
I thought that they kind of jumped the gun on that because, in my opinion, they kind of gave away the finish for the match.
I don't know, because I'm under the belief that I think it's going to end up being Io, not Kairi, Io and Rhea at either Takeover before Survivor Series or the Takeover for Mania.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's where they're leading at because they're keeping Rhea Ripley around, but they're keeping her away from the belt for a reason, and I think that's exactly that reason.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to cool her off a little bit, which makes sense, but. Yeah, Io and Rhea is, to me, that's money. That's the money matchup.
Yes, it is. Two badasses going at it? Shit. All right, take my money now.
How much, in your opinion, Dakota has just really improved. Like, she has gotten so much better in the ring and so much better on the mic. Like, she's really embracing this heel role.
She's comfortable.
Yeah, and the thing is, I like both. I like both her and Tegan Nox. I think Tegan Nox is starting to get a little comfortable in her white meat, babyface role. She needs to improve a little bit in the ring, but I like both of them. But Dakota Kai, I like her a lot more because she's not going out there and playing generic, cookie cutter heel. She actually she literally looks like someone who's kind of a cunt. Yeah,
with the different hairstyle, the way she moves around. I mean, the motions, if you're a stickler to that kind of detail, like you'll pick up on that kind of thing and you'll appreciate it a whole lot more. Just the little movements that she makes, even like her wearing Air Force Ones to the ring, like little things like that. You're like, man, she's really embracing this heel role and she's comfortable. I don't see the same timid girl that I saw like a year ago before she tore her ACL. Like I'm seeing a completely different monster here, and I love it. Like it's really good, and not to mention her theme song. That's a badass theme song. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was
That's
actually
a great song.
I was actually just thinking the same thing. I think she has probably one of the best themes in the company right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like her theme song isn't generic. Like as much as I love Bailey needs to change her theme song already because that is the most generic fucking alternative rock wrestling theme I've ever heard.
I think once that second guitar riff starts going, it picks up a little bit more. But I agree with you. It's kind of generic. It kind of sounds like Seth Rollins' theme song a little bit.
Yeah.
Which in that case, I mean, his theme song sounds better. You know, with the whole humming to begin. You know, in both songs, like they sound similar in that sense, and then boom, like his just takes off, and you know, and hers is just I agree with you, a generic beat.
So, now since we're on the subject of entrance themes, what's your favorite entrance theme?
In all of wrestling or in WWE specifically?
Matter of fact, let's be more broad. In all of wrestling, AEW, NXT, wherever. Like, what's your if you had to name your current favorite theme, like what would it be? Yellow. Raheem. And we lost Raheem.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. Well, currently for me, and it's not like in-house music, but I think Alexander Hammerstone of the Dynasty and MLW has one of the better theme songs. He comes out to what's that song by 9 Inch Nails? It's one of their instrumental songs. I forgot the name of the song. But besides that, as far as in-house music goes, I think right now Dakota Kai for me, WWE, and also Damian Priest. Like I love Damian. That when that second guitar riff goes off too on this song, oh man, I'm like, yo, I'm going crazy, man. Like I almost wish I had my dreadlocks again so I can just shake my hair along to it, you know, because it's good. And they dropped Dexter Lumis's theme song yesterday as well, and I think that song is pretty cool too. I think since they got rid of CFOs, I think the music, the quality in the theme songs have been better, in my opinion.
Yeah, because there's not that kind of pop rock, rap that's, going on a lot of themes. It seems like there's, a lot of, alternative, rock going on. A little bit of heavy metal mixed. And I like it. Dakota Kai's theme, we just talked about. I like Cross's theme is really good.
Yeah, it is too. Yeah, I like that theme song a lot.
Oh yeah, Priest, has a great theme.
I wish Cross's theme song had like some more lyrics to it.
Yeah, because it just has just that fall and pray thing. And then, it has that guitar riff, and then they end up posing in the ring, and that's it.
Right.
Eventually, he'll, wrestlers always get different themes.
And I think they're already making one because I follow this page on Twitter called Arena Taping, and they have the inside scoop on a lot of WWE theme songs. And they said that WWE recently registered a song by the name of was it TikTok, I think, in reference to Killer Cross or Karrion Kross. So I think him and Scarlett might be getting a theme together, or she might be getting her own, or I'm not sure what's going on there, but they've just registered to make another theme song in reference to the Cross, this whole act. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I don't know. we'll have to see. Wait and see what happens. But yeah, I like the theme song too, like because it fits the entrance, like you said, fall and pray, and it shuts off, and they pose, and it looks good for that, you know. But I'm like, dude, I kind of want more lyrics and whatnot with the song, but it fits. It fits.
So, we're talking about the best, our favorite themes. Who do you think has, like, the worst theme in wrestling?
As far as AEW goes, Joey Janela.
I've never heard his theme, so I wouldn't know. He has me blocked on Twitter, by the way, so, yeah.
Jelly Janela.
Jelly Nutella?
Yeah, Jelly Nutella, as Jim Cornette likes to say.
Jelly Nutella.
Jelly Nutella. Yeah, his theme song sucks. It literally goes like this: "I'm a bad, bad boy," and there's some generic guitar riff, and like that's it.
I think Cody's theme is it's very corny and kind of just hokey. Like
I don't think it's not a wrestling theme song in my opinion. Like I don't get hyped for it when it hits.
Like it sounds like something. It sounds like something that's in like a Disney Channel inspirational movie. Like it does like you just said. It doesn't get me hyped up. Like like as soon as I hear Orton's theme, I get hyped up. If I hear Edge's theme, I get hyped up. If I hear Cross's theme, I get hyped up. With his theme, I'm just like is this like an after school special? What the fuck? Like
it's music from the CW, one of the CW shows.
Like is it something that's playing at the beginning of Arrow? I don't get.
No,
did he choose his theme? Like I don't get it.
He supposedly he's cool with that band Downstate.
Yeah, Downstate I'm aware of because I think they did Cody's WWE theme. And
Cody, Miz, Zack Ryder, who else? Dolph Ziggler. Yeah,
both. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they've worked with WWE in the past. I think they were doing a Seth Rollins theme, and then they just decided, WWE didn't want to do it.
No, they did. They did the cover. They dropped it and everything. It's actually a pretty good song. I wish Seth Rollins would have used it.
Well, yeah, because I believe that they ended up using like the "Burn It Down." Because that's actually them saying "burn it down," but as far as like the full theme, they didn't use it.
No, not at all. And like I said, it was a really good song. I was like, dude, like they should use this shit. And yeah they didn't.
And WWE's odd because it's just like we're gonna hire you to make a new song. Yeah, we decided not to. Like, Disturbed actually said that they made a new theme for Triple H back in the day, like around I think in 2007. They recorded a new song and everything. And WWE just decided not to use it. Or
you think that was Triple H just being loyal to Lemmy and Motorhead? You think that had something to do with it too?
Might have been.
He was really, really loyal to those guys,
Might have been, and that Triple H theme. It's just, it's one of those songs. It's one of those themes that gets you hyped up. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, did you want to get into the Renee Young thing or the Sonya Deville thing?
Oh yeah, we can get into that. Which one you want to tackle first?
I guess we can go into the kind of softball topic. Renee Young was announced the other day. According to Mike Johnson from PW Insider, she gave her notice to WWE a week ago, but it isn't known when she will officially finish up with the company. Young, 34, signed with WWE in 2012 after making a name for herself on a WWE recap show called Aftermath on the Score television network in Canada. So Renee Young is she's on, but we're not sure when. I'm pretty sure they're going to make a big deal about it, which they should, because say what you want about Renee's commentary, and to her credit, she went on record saying that she hated being on commentary. Like she was miserable out there because Renee Young does better in a setting that's less controlled. Like when she was on, like when you would see her on pre-shows, when you would see her on Talking Smack. She's better in an environment where she can be more creative. When it's just her saying, all right, I'm gonna talk about A, B, C, and D. I'm gonna go by bullet points, but I'm also gonna ad lib a little bit. When she's comfortable and things are just coming to her and things are flowing naturally, you're gonna do a better job than somebody yelling in your ear every 5 seconds. Oh, say this, say that.
Nobody can't concentrate like that. So,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, because every announcer will always say in a shoot, Vince is literally yelling in your ear. You know, Mick,
I believe it.
When Mick Foley was on commentary, he said him and Vince's relationship, changed because Vince was literally yelling in his ear. Michael Cole literally has Vince yelling in his ear. Corey Graves has Vince yelling in his ear.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see them wincing sometimes at the commentary desk when they comment when the camera kind of pans on them a little bit. You can kind of see them like wincing and winking a little bit. Like, damn, like you see them making those reactionary faces.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you remember with Renee Young on commentary, like how many times did you hear this? How many times did you hear Byron and Byron and Michael Cole talking? And all of a sudden, like 5 seconds later, you hear this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Ouch. Again, you can't blame that on Renee because again, Renee said it herself. Like she was miserable in commentary, and now, she had that show, on FS1. She was allowed to be a little bit more creative. So, the rumor's AEW, but I doubt she's going to AEW. I highly doubt.
I doubt it too.
Like to me, she is way too smart to be in wrestling.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
I agree with that.
She can easily be like the head news anchor on ABC or NBC, or she can be on ESPN. Which I'm hearing that there's offers from ESPN or Fox Sports.
They've been going out there for years.
Like. It'd be really interesting, and I doubt this would happen. Put her on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon.
Hey, that can work. I think that can work.
Like, because the women they have there, being the media, being like the moderator or whatever you want to call them, I mean, they're just there. I mean,
they're not really good at their jobs.
It's not being sexist. It's just pointing out a fact. They're just there. You put Renee Young with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. I think that would be money. Like those would be.
Yeah, I think that can work out too.
But put her on ESPN. I think was it Charlie Caruso? She's on ESPN. ESPN. I think she's on First Take, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she's on there. Yeah, and she does a fine job with that too. So,
but I doubt she's going to AEW. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she's just done with wrestling.
Yeah, it could be that too. She made her money. She wants to get out, do something else. She's been doing the whole cookbook thing, right? Maybe who knows? Maybe she might go to the Food Network. Who knows? We don't know. It's just we're just speculating here. But whatever she does, I wish her all the best. She and poor girl. Every time they gave her like a show or something like that, they always wound up canceling it. So I feel bad for her in that respect. Because it just seemed like she just couldn't win. But she was very talented, and she'll be missed. She'll definitely be missed.
Yeah, it's just like the concept behind this kind of fucked up and funny, where it's just like we're gonna bring back CM Punk and then we cancel the show.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, but not even just that, all the other shows she had on the network, like Talking Smack, Unfiltered, a bunch of other stuff, all got canceled. It was like she could not catch a break.
Yeah, it's just again, she's gonna do fine wherever she goes. Like she can,
yeah, absolutely.
She's gonna get a job in like 5 seconds. Like that's how good she is.
Well, you bet. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, she can. She's good. She's good. She ain't gonna be hurting for money. Trust me. I'd be surprised if she doesn't get a job by the time she leaves. If she ain't already announcing, hey, I've signed with this place or I'm doing this now. I'd be shocked. Unless she just wants to take a break before she moves into her next venture.
Yeah, again, you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if she just decides to take a break. Or, as a matter of fact, maybe she wants to start a family with Moxley.
Could be that, too.
So
pop out a little Mox.
I'm sorry?
I said pop out a little Mox.
Exactly. That'd be cool. I mean, because as shocking as it sounds, guys, some women actually do want to start a family and get married and have kids. I know that's shocking to some people, but some women do want to have kids, but yeah, I mean, whatever she wants to do, she's going to be great at it. She's going to be the best person there, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree.
So, next topic before we get into predictions, Sonya Deville, she had an intruder like literally in her house, and this was on Sunday, August 16th. It was I'm reading it on CageSideSeats.com. The 24-year-old from South Carolina who admitted he drove to Baronato's, Sonya Deville, Florida home intending to take her hostage. His name is Philip A. Thomas.
Oh, good Lord. Generic name.
Exactly. Sonya Deville broke the details of what really happened, and I'm not sure if you're up for it, if you want me to read the whole details.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so CageSideSeats.com. News on the court document comes from the Tampa Times, the same outlet which broke the story of the attempted kidnapping. At 1:15 a.m. Sunday morning, Baronato went to bed at her home in Lutz, Florida. At 2:41 in the morning, her home security system woke her. The keypad told her which door had triggered the alarm. Then she woke a friend who was in the house at the time and went to check a sliding glass door in her family room. It's revealed that the friend was actually Mandy Rose. She saw Thomas on her back patio and yelled, "What are you doing here? What do you want?" They came face to face, and she saw that he was holding pepper spray and a knife. That is when I realized this person was not here to rob me. He was here to hurt me, according to Baronato, Sonya Deville. She then ran to get her friend, identified in another court document as Amanda Sacamano, WWE's Mandy Rose. And the two fled to the garage and drove away. She called 911 and saw on her security camera that Thomas believed they'd gone upstairs. His mistake may have been what allowed them to escape. After police gave Baronato her assailant's name, she searched her social media and found hundreds of messages from him in her Instagram requests folder. Jesus. The nature of the messages from this account were obsessive, suicidal, idolizing, saying, "You are the only person I will ever love."
Oh.
She wrote in her protection petition, messages threatened violence against Baronato's friends and family by name, described sex acts, and included graphic pictures. Thomas admitted... I'm almost about to finish up. Thomas admitted to authorities that his intention, quote-unquote, was to take Miss Baronato hostage by pepper spraying her with pepper spray, binding her hands with zip ties, and wrapping duct tape around her arms to prevent from fighting back, end quote. According to prosecution motion, quote-unquote, he stated that he intended to keep Miss Baronato hostage, preventing her from attending a planned event schedule for the following week, and that he was not going to leave her residence without her answering all of his questions, end quote. The planned event was likely SummerSlam, and it just goes on from here. A judge has granted temporary stalking violence injunction against Thomas, and he remains in jail on charges of armed kidnapping, aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, all felonies and criminal mischief, misdemeanor. A hearing is set for Thursday on prosecution's motions to prevent him from being released on bail. And lovely guy, by the way.
I know, right? Just lovely.
He just wanted to talk to her. He just wanted to tell her how he feels. He drove all the way from South Carolina, for God's sakes. Like you gotta like what? Why not, Sonya? I mean, come on, fucking weirdo. Ugh.
Oh God. Yeah, like I said the other day, his pure intention was to tie her up and feed her peanut butter jelly sandwiches and watch Teletubbies. Ugh.
Teletubbies. Jesus, like obviously we're happy that Sonya is okay.
Absolutely.
I was kind of under that kind of ignorant mindset of she probably could have easily beat the shit out of him, but she did the right thing by getting away because You know, it said in the court document that she saw him with pepper spray.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because
one whiff for that and you're done.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're throwing out a random name here. Daniel Cormier. Am I saying that name right? Daniel Cormier?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daniel Cormier.
You get pepper spray in your eyes, then, you know, it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So
you're most likely going down.
I mean,
I know when I got sprayed with pepper spray a few years ago, like it was not pretty, you know? It was bad.
Jesus.
And yeah, not good. And I didn't even do anything to deserve that. I don't even think the apology was worth the pain.
This has become a different show altogether now.
Well, somebody thought that I had bumped them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is like a few years back when I was growing my dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have dreadlocks now, and you know, and have been for some time now. And I was mistaken for somebody else, and the person sprayed me in the eyes with pepper spray, and it was just not a good feeling. It hurt like a motherfucker, like you wouldn't believe, and it was just it was awful. But you know, I took the high road, went home, recuperated, and you know, I said never ever again.
Jesus.
I said, man, I am running as soon as I even see a bottle. I'm running. I don't care if it's body spray or any kind of perfume. I'm scared of spray bottles now. I'm covering away. Like it's done. I will never give anybody the chance ever again.
Even if it's just water, you're like
even if it's just water.
You're already like halfway across the street.
Mm-hmm. No, never giving anybody the chance. Yeah, but yeah, it's awful. It's awful. But yeah, one shot of that, and you're most likely going down, man. You're blinded. I mean, we couldn't even imagine what he really intended to do with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a weird situation, and like I said the other day on Twitter, it's the reason why us wrestling fans have a bad name, have a bad rep.
You're right,
because of stories like that. You hear things like that, and you're like, oh, you know what I get all the time? Oh, you're a wrestling fan, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, I'm still a wrestling fan. Well, I feel bad for you. I'm like, what do you mean by that? All right, wrestling fans kind of like crazy and obsessive, and I'm like, I try to defend it, you know, so I don't be, you know, so I'm not put in that category, you know, but there's no defending it, especially when you hear stories like that, and you see the stands online, you know, the Alexa Bliss stands, the Sasha stands. I hate that term, by the way, but you see all that, and you're just like, oh God. Now I see why people give wrestling fans a bad rep. I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah, and they just announced that you know, from here on out at all, like what is it, like special events, you know, taking pictures with female wrestlers. I think even male wrestlers too. You can't touch them. No touching them. No hugging them. Which to me, I'm fine. I'm fine for that, because when I go to a Comic-Con, like to me, I'm an introvert. I'm introvert. I'm also a little antisocial. So depending on the person, I don't like hugging people. I don't like people hugging me. You know, if it's my girl, if it's my mom, if it's my dad, okay, different. But if I'm to me, it's scary. I'm terrified to think of what it's like to be a woman. Because
same here.
You know, and you know, being a man isn't a picnic either. 'Cause, you know, for completely different reasons, which we're not going to get into today. But being a woman is terrifying. You know, and especially when you're someone in the public eye, because you go to these meet and greets. You know, if you're Ariana Grande, you got to worry about these guys, you know, putting their hands all over you. If you're, you know, same thing with if you're someone like Rihanna, if you're Scarlett Johansson promoting, you know, the new Black Widow movie, and you're doing meet and greets, you have all these guys hugging you.
Uncomfortably too.
Yeah, and I get it, because I see these meet and greets with a lot of these women wrestlers. You see the smiles on their faces. It looks so forced, because it's like, I got to look like I'm selling it. I'm terrified right now. It's like I would never do that. Like even if they told me it's okay, even if they told me it was okay, I still wouldn't do it. Like I would shake their hand. I would
exactly. That's why.
Yeah, I'll give.
That's what I said the other day.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said the other day. Like I would just give them a handshake. If they go in for a hug, okay, you take the hug. And as far as like posing for pictures, like I always, throw up, the rock sign or, too sweet or, something like that, even a dragon sign, Other than that, I look at those pictures, I'm just like, again, you're like, damn, like I can't defend this shit because it's just weird and creepy. You see the smiles on some of those guys' faces in the picture. Especially the ones with Becky and Alexa. I'm like, yo. I said, these girls are straight troopers. I said, because I don't think I could do it. I'd be like, first of all, bub, not on the waist, not anywhere. Don't touch me, period.
I mean, if you want to put
either one of them.
If you want to put your arm around me, whatever, but just keep your hand on my shoulder, and that's it. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere below the belt or above the belt. Like,
oh my god,
it's just creepy. It's creepy to think about how. Like, if you're Alexa Bliss, I can guarantee you get at least 100 dick pics in your Instagram.
Oh yeah, you best believe it.
Like you get a bunch. I believe it. You get at least 100 requests of guys saying, "Hi Alexa, look at my clock," and it's just it's creepy to think about. It's one of the reasons why I don't want to have kids, because if I end up having a daughter, that's something I'm gonna have to like worry about. It's like, give me your fucking social media right now. Let me see who the fuck you're talking to. Let me see who you're not supposed to be talking to. So that's why I don't want to have kids. I sworn off kids, but it's a different conversation. But
but I definitely feel you on that though. Because I'm kind of going through a dilemma like that myself. I'm just like, oh God, do I really want to bring somebody into this world? And then like I have younger sisters, and I'm just like, whew. Like I'm praying for the for the better as far as they go. And matter of fact, one's birthday is today, so happy birthday to her. But
happy birthday.
It's very, very tricky. It's very, very tricky, man. And you want them to maintain their innocence, right? Mm-hmm. Especially in this case, my little sister is, she's very peaceful, very quiet. Not one of those, wild little hoochie mamas, types already. She's just very, very mild-mannered and very laid back. But at the same time, you want them to be aware. You want them to be aware of what's going on in the world, because this world's not fair, unfortunately, and it's not laid back, and it could be very fast-paced sometimes, especially if you're not ready for it. So yeah, I definitely feel you there.
Yeah, I understand. It's one of those things where you can just easily say you're never going to date until you're 18 or until you're 21 out of the house, or you can find out on your own. Either way, both options are terrifying, because if you try to stop them, then they're going to rebel, and if you let them find out on their own, there's that terrifying scenario that something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And they can't recover from it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's a lose-lose situation. No one's going to be happy with what happens in the end.
Mm-hmm. You're right, man. It's oof, man. Yeah, you're right. You just pray for the best. That's all. And this is, come on, wrestling fans. Let's just not be weird, okay? Let's act like sane human beings around these people, because at the end of the day, that's what they are too. They're human beings, Alexa Bliss, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I could hook up people with girls that look like Alexa Bliss. Like, I work with them. Like, I see girls that look like Alexa Bliss all the time. That's why when people go, "Oh, she's so hot," I'm like, I see girls that look like Alexa Bliss all the time around here.
Yeah, exactly.
You can find them in Florida. You can find them in South Carolina. I mean, it's easy. It's very easy.
Yeah, like Scarlett Bordeaux is someone that's unique because she literally, and I say this, I say this in the nicest way as a compliment. She has porn star good looks. Like, and I mean that in the nicest way because I'm not saying I watch it anymore. I follow some porn stars on social media. A lot of these girls are hotter than what they used to look like 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're removed from the Nina Hartleys and some of those chicks from back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, we no longer you get homely looking chicks. You get girls that actually look like supermodels. And
and you're like, good lord, I want to put my penis in that.
Hey, we're not talking about penises today. Sir. This is a this is a wholesome show.
But you get my point. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You're like living out your fantasy through somebody else.
No, I get you. I was going in a different direction, and then you decided to talk about penises. But anyways.
Oh man, that's rich.
Oh man. But
I get your point. Scarlett, fire hot. I hope this don't get us no heat with Cross, but Cross your girl is just fuego. You're right. I ain't seen nothing like Scarlett.
I'm pretty sure
I first started seeing Scarlett in 2011, I think, when she was working for OVW, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started doing the Hoopla Hottie thing in Ring of Honor, and I'm just like, phew, I ain't never seen a girl look like that in a while in wrestling. I'm like, that's a good looking chick, and then to see where she's evolved since that point in time is just tremendous. So yeah, props to Scarlett, man. I love that girl. Not just for her beauty, but she's very talented, and I can't wait to see what she does in NXT on her own.
Yeah, and she can also work. I mean,
exactly.
She's not just a pretty face. Cross trained her, and she can actually go out there and bump. Like she's not there. She's not afraid to go out there and break a nail. If that's the best way to describe it.
Oh no, man! I've seen a couple of her matches in Mexico. I'm like, woo! I was like, this girl she can really go. And that's what I'm saying. I cannot wait till she gets in there and starts mixing it up with the other girls in NXT because I think it's going to be good. But I do appreciate the slow burn to it, though.
Oh yeah, because you want to get crossover before you try to get her over, and I understand that. Before we get into NXT Takeover predictions, because the match is on right now. What's your opinion on Aaliyah?
Aaliyah's been wrestling ever since she was like really young. I think she was wrestling ever since she was like 16 to 17. Actually, she had like a controversial gimmick there where she was riding on the shoulders of this big black man, and apparently there was some controversy behind all that. I have no idea. You might have to research that, but.
Like, didn't she have, some controversial tweets where I don't even know what she said, but apparently she had, some tweets from a few years ago where she said, some racist stuff, apparently?
Yeah. She was, treating the black guy like he was her slave, apparently. I was like, okay. But all that aside, I think that she's somebody that definitely could benefit from being on the show and getting a taste every week, and getting TV time and getting in the ring. Because that's the only way you're going to get better is if you get that taste and you get shots. That's the only way you're going to get better. And I think pairing her up with Robert Stone, that if she's not strong on the mic, he can take care of that part. And then she can also learn from Mercedes Martinez too at the same time. So I think they're giving Aaliyah a double benefit there. And as far as her work goes, I'm impressed. Like I said, I was impressed with her work last week. Her and Mercedes Martinez looked good, and this week, I thought they looked pretty good too. So I'm with the Aaliyah stuff. I'm on board. I know my friend Maverick, he loves her. he loves some Aaliyah, and she's a good looking girl.
Yeah, she's got a nice little butt for a girl her size.
I know. Right? She's heavy in the hips, man.
And she likes to flaunt it. And if you follow her on social media, she does not does not hide the fact that she has a big butt. But Yeah, let's finish it up. Yeah, I like Aaliyah. I think she looks good. She's also, I mean, she's not bad in the ring, and surprisingly, she hasn't been called to the main roster. She's been on NXT for what, like, was it 5 years, 5-6 years?
5 years. Yeah,
and that's insane because I think she's 10 times better than most of the girls on the main roster. Like,
I think so too.
She's better than Billie Kay. She's better than Peyton Royce. I mean, granted, Peyton Royce has gotten a lot better, but I think pretty soon she's going to get a call up because she has a unique look. She looks like somebody that the Vince or whomever would want to push, but that's just me. But yeah, NXT Takeover.
I agree with that.
NXT Takeover 30. Go ahead.
Well, on the Aaliyah side, I even pitched an idea of putting her with Arya Davari. Remember when Arya Davari was like doing the whole rich, I'm a rich guy, from Persia. I'm the Persian lion. I'm rich. I got all this money. I was even pitching maybe an idea of her even being with him, as like a manager or, as a little bit of a mixed match team. I thought that could have worked too. Because she calls herself bad and bougie, and then, like I said, him having the money, him being quote unquote rich and whatnot. I thought it could have worked. It could have written itself. So,
yeah, I mean that's not a bad idea. But Takeover 30, which is this Saturday. It's going to be at Full Sail. Going by the matches, these aren't in order, by the way. These are just how the matches are put on Wikipedia. I guess I'll start from the bottom. From number 6. This was just announced. You got Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. Who do you pick?
I got Balor going over.
Yeah, me too. I like Timothy Thatcher. I like these vignettes that they do where he's teaching guys how to wrestle, and then he's also beating the shit out of them. It's kind of similar to I guess it's like the inside joke of Stu Hart, the father of Bret Hart, that he would just stretch these guys out in the Hart Dungeon, which I don't know if that is the case, but when I see that I think of that. But yeah, Timothy.
I call him the evil scientist of technical wrestling.
that's something that should catch on. I like that. That should be a shirt.
Yeah, and he looks crazed and he looks maniacal, especially with his teeth being very mangled and out of place. Like it fits. He just looks menacing, and I like the vignettes too because not only that they're showing that this guy's a mad scientist in technical wrestling, but they're adding depth to his character as well. So he's not just this plotting, angry technical wrestler. He's this crazed, angry, plotting technical wrestler. And they're just adding more and more depth to the character as the weeks go every time they show these vignettes. So I like him too. I've been very impressed with the presentation of Timothy Thatcher because, we all know he's a great technical wrestler, but the knock on him for years is that what else can he do besides being a good technical wrestler?
I think if he had a personality, they would push him a little bit more. I think he has the capability to have a personality, but I don't think that's what he's going for. I don't think that's what they're trying to go for him. But yeah, this match was just
which is fine because what he's doing right now is good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. But yeah, this match was literally just thrown together because they need something for Finn to do. They need something for Thatcher to do, and these two guys are Finn's a top guy, so he needs to be on the show regardless. And Thatcher is a guy that they're looking to be a top guy. So
right,
I mean, I'm fine with them putting this match together. So, but
I am too.
Yeah,
it should
Finn,
be fun.
We're both agreeing that we're going for Finn, right?
Correct.
All right. Next match, which is going to be on the pre-show, it's going to be a triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. You got Breezango, you got Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, and then facing Legado del Fantasma, Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Who do you got?
I got Burch and Lorcan because Breezango just had a shot not too long ago at Imperium, and they lost. fairly cleanly, if I remember correctly. And Legado del Fantasma, those guys are heels. So, I mean, even though NXT doesn't mind dynamic all that much, I see Birch and Lorcan because they were teasing that matchup before, and then he just randomly gave Breezango the title shot, and I was confused by that. But yeah, I think Birch and Lorcan are winning. Those guys they're gonna have to start winning matches to help build up this tag team division, because this tag team division right now in NXT is just garbage. It's the lowest of lows.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Phantasma, and I'll explain why. I think they're gonna want to make them into a thing. That whole group with them and what the hell's his name? The Cruiserweight champion. Escobar. I have a feeling that they want to make that into a thing. Like, I do too. We have all the gold. I'm the Cruiserweight champion, and they are the tag team champions. Like, we have all the gold. Like, I think they want to make that into a thing, and also, this is just wishful thinking. You can have them feud with Imperium once Walter gets back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good on paper.
Mexico versus Germany, or whatever they're supposed to be.
Well, one's from Germany, one's from Austria, two of them are from Germany, one's from Austria, and the other one's Italian, which to me is kind of, that really doesn't fit. Eichner, I would be in favor of Thatcher replacing Eichner, to be honest with you. Like, if they ever wanted to go that route, like, I would support it, because Eichner, to me, just doesn't belong in Imperium. He doesn't fit. And it's not because he's bald. It's just his wrestling style. He's more of a hybrid wrestler. He's a powerhouse wrestler and a high flyer too. He doesn't really fit the style that they're going for. The rest of the guys are very technical, grounded wrestlers, and he just feels out of place.
Yeah, exactly. Because Imperium is all Walter. Walter is Imperium. Everything else in Imperium is just by itself. You take Walter away, which he's been away. It's not that interesting. It's just, oh, look, these two bland guys. These two bland, lumbering white guys. It's just, it's not that interesting. There's nothing that has a spice to them,
Nada. You're right. But the tag team title run is very unforgettable too. It's very uneventful.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The NXT tag team division is not the way it used to be. It looks like it's just Undisputed Era, and then there's just everybody else.
Exactly, you're right. And then once Undisputed Era is gone, who do you got?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they need more tag teams. They need to they need to build up their own tag teams, and they also need to bring in more tag teams.
Absolutely.
Make things a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I'm going with Phantasma because I think they want to make him into a thing.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, next match that's on the card. Hold on. Next match that's on the card is the ladder match for the vacant NXT North American Championship. You got Bronson Reed, you got Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and the Velveteen Dream.
Hit it.
Maybe he shouldn't be saying "hit it" for a while.
Yeah, I know, right? Oof. Good Lord. Yeah, he shouldn't be saying that for a while. Good God Almighty. Oof. Let's just keep him off the internet. Let's just get him. Just keep him away for a while. But in all seriousness, though, I think I don't know, man. I just got this feeling that Cameron Grimes is gonna sneak away with this championship.
I mean, that's something that wouldn't shock me, but I think overall, I'm going for Priest to win this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want Priest to win. I mean, I'm cool with anybody winning as long as it's not the Velveteen Dream. And Cameron Grimes, I kind of agree with you guys. He's you and Kevin last Thursday. He's over the top, man, in an annoying way, and I'm just like, whatever. But I just got a feeling that he's gonna sneak away with this dang on belt, man. I can just see it happening now. Oof.
And here's the thing I just thought about because I picked Priest to win is like he seemed like the most over guy in this match, and I think that's what might be detrimental to him. Is usually when you're the most over guy in the match, someone else ends up winning. So,
right.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they decide to put it on Grimes or if they decide to put it on maybe a Bronson Reed. But I don't think he's ready yet personally. So
Bronson, yeah.
I don't want to see Gargano win. Honestly, I don't know how anyone else feels. I'm kind of done with Gargano. Like he to me, he has go away heat. In my him and Candice LeRae have go away heat. He's never going to the main roster. There's no doubt about that. Shit! As we're talking, they're doing a cross montage to Metallica. Fuck.
That was badass.
And I know that song "Frantic." That goes well with him. I like it. I need to listen back to it once we're done with this. But Gargano it's obvious he's not going to the main roster. I mean, I'm kind of fine with him in NXT. Kind of let him be, the self-proclaimed, king of NXT. But he doesn't really do it for me anymore. Like to quote Jim Cornette, he has a monotone face.
He does.
Yeah.
As far as like the heel run, I think that he's trying his best. They're trying to make it work, but I agree with you. I think that the fire that I've had for Gargano myself is kind of going away in favor of other wrestlers. So yeah, I don't think you're the only one that's saying that. I mean, mad props to him for taking that hellacious bump last night and continuing to to finish the match. But other than that, Gargano, man, I'm not gonna lie, the fire is starting to go out for me as far as like he's concerned too. So I'm definitely with you there too.
Yeah, I mean, he can go out there and have good matches. I mean, I'm not taking away from the talent. It's just, he just doesn't do it anymore. Like there's just nothing about him that I see and I go, I need to watch anything that he's in. Like literally anytime I see him in one of those like random segments with Candice, I have to fast forward.
Do you think it's a thing where he needs a change of scenery for you to kind of? Because that's where my head's at. I think he's been in NXT way too long. He's been in the same setting for way too long. He needs to do something different with other different people. With the Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens, he needs to mix it up with some different people.
I don't know what he needs. Because I can't see him on the main roster. I really can't. Like, I don't know.
Not even with Daniel Bryan, being an influence for SmackDown. You can't see him on SmackDown.
I don't know. I can't see him. I can't see him working on the main roster because I don't know if it's like. All right, tell me if you agree with this. Is it me or has he gotten smaller?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Because
he looks like he's getting smaller and smaller. Yeah,
I remember maybe a few years ago, it looked like he had a little bit of muscle tone to him. But
yeah, definitely when he first came in, and it seems like ever since then, like he's been cutting weight and like it looks weird. You could tell he used to be a bigger dude early on in his life, because like even like the way his physique looks, it looks kind of rubbery, like he's had lipo or something.
Yeah, again, just what I've been saying before. He doesn't do it for me. Like I'm not a fan. Again,
that's fine. That's cool.
To me, he has changed the channel when I see him. But
oh yeah, it's changed the channel heat. As Kevin Castle puts it.
Same thing with Candice, but and then you have the giant elephant in the room in the match, Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
we talked about last week. He made his return to NXT after being gone due to the allegations.
Yeah, the car accident. Then he had a couple of warrants for his arrest too.
Oh, that I didn't
supposedly.
know.
Yeah, for apparently bashing a car window or something like that.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah,
but according to Triple H, he said that they couldn't find, just paraphrasing, they couldn't find really anything that could really stick as far as like these allegations go.
Mm-hmm.
But according to sources, a lot of the talent, feels very uncomfortable with him, back there, because we live in a society. I mean, it's always kind of been like this, but especially in the whole Me Too, cancel culture thing. When you have any kind of allegations against you, even if you've been proven innocent in a court of law, it's still going to stick. You're still going to have people that look at you and go, "Did he really do it?
Mm-hmm.
Did he get away with it?" It's just, and I'm all about innocent until proven guilty, but it's just one of those things that now I see him on the television, I'm just like I feel I kind of squirm a little bit. I'm just like, this is I don't think I can enjoy this as much as I used to.
Yeah, exactly. I was cringing all the way yesterday, and I don't know about you, but I have a lot of teenagers that follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
And look up to me and talk to me and stuff like that. And they all feel very, very uneasy and very uncomfortable with him being on TV. Knowing, with all these allegations and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, damn, man. Like, it's really a shame, honestly.
Yeah, because
somebody that young, somebody that talented could potentially be wrapped up in all this nasty shit. To put it vaguely, like, come on, like it's very, very disappointing to know that, and we all have high hopes for him as a talent, Yeah,
because this is a guy that you saw. Oh, he's gonna be. You put him on the main roster, he's gonna do great. Like, he's gonna be the main eventer. He's, if you guys all remember, he was on Tough Enough. He was the only guy that actually liked wrestling. He was the only
guy that really wanted it.
Yeah, and then he ended up getting eliminated, and the winner of the show didn't even do anything. He's the only. I think, was it him and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville were the only ones on Tough Enough that actually went on to actually do something, in the company.
Or ZZ.
ZZ. There you go. I mean, again, he was the only guy that liked wrestling, and he's the only guy. He went out there and had good matches. His gimmick is not my taste personally. I mean, and also when you look at the gimmick now, it's kind of creepy.
with him like sliding in the ring, licking his lips, laying all over the place, making sexual suggestions. Yeah, it's very.
It's like the scene in Step Brothers when they're having the interview at that was it Sports Place. And have you seen Step Brothers, by the way?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Of course, yeah, classic.
When they're having an interview and John C. Reilly just lets out a giant fart.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen goes, "Yeah, come to think of it, the suits are kind of fucked up." Like, that's how I feel in this situation with Velveteen Dream. Like, come to think of it, this gimmick's kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just, and you can't really unsee it at this point, Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Like I said, I'm uneasy about it. Like, I'm all for innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, all these allegations, this, that, and the other, I just feel really uneasy watching this guy on TV. I really am. Last week, it went from me being indifferent to I'm at the point where I'm not at ease watching this guy on TV anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they really should not have put him in this match. Personally, I mean, they should have put Finn in.
Yes, I agree.
To add a little bit of star power, but it at this point it is what it is. But yeah, I choose Damian Priest to win this match. I just think this match seems like it's made for him.
Right.
He's probably the most over guy in this match. You said Grimes. I wouldn't be surprised if Grimes won, because they obviously like Grimes for some reason, but it wouldn't surprise me if they won, and that's how you have Damian Priest get that title, is you have him chase Grimes for a few months.
Right. Well, Cameron Grimes is also connected to the Hardy Boys and that whole North Carolina crew, so I think maybe that might have something to do with it too.
Oh yeah, because he was in TNA as Trevor Lee, and he was doing the whole group with Hurricane Helms, the Helms
Yeah,
dynasty.
Helms Dynasty, yeah. Yeah,
So-
and then, he was an Omega kid, too, him and Andrew Everett and Caleb Conley, so, yeah. That's one guy I'm surprised they didn't sign either, too. Andrew Everett. That guy was pretty good.
Oh yeah, but
I
moving
prefer
on
him over Trevor Lee, honestly, but, yeah, moving on. Let's move on.
it got too uncomfortable talking about Dream. Next match is Io Shirai. Let me repeat: Io Shirai defending
Not Kairi Sane.
not Kairi Sane, not the other Japanese girl.
Jap.
This is an equal opportunity podcast. Io
Exactly.
Shirai defending the NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai. I think this might be the match of the night. This could have the capability of being the match of the night because we just talked about Dakota Kai. She's gotten a lot better in the ring. Her heel character has gotten better because you mentioned that it looks like she's more comfortable.
Right.
Io Shirai is she's over as fuck. What else can we say? I personally am not liking her doing the whole, I'm happy, I'm going to celebrate with the fans thing. I'd rather her I get that she's a face, but you can still do the kind of, badass, Asian girl thing. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but...
Keep that mystique alive. The mystique that she had in chasing the title, have that same mystique now,
Yeah,
I think that's what you're getting at.
Like, I don't like her smiling. Like, that's just how I'm gonna do it. Like, with her holding the title, smiling, I'm just like, you can still look like a badass, even as a face.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, I think Io's gonna win.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm with you.
I'm still with the notion that it's gonna be Rhea and Io sometime down the line, either at the Takeover before Survivor Series, or if I'm a betting man, it's gonna be the Takeover before Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe have Rhea win the Women's Royal Rumble. Like that would be pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's the money match I think WWE's going for. Dakota, can live to fight another day. She's getting there, but she's not there just yet. Right.
So, I agree. She's climbing that ladder. And along as barring injuries or any other weird outside elements, I think Dakota Kai be fine.
So who are you going for in this match, by the way?
Io. I'm taking Io too. I think it's too early to take the belt off of her. Number one, and number two, like you said, I don't think Dakota is ready for that spot yet. And to be quite honest with you, who's she's going to really feud with besides Tegan and Io and Mia Yim? Like, who's she going to really feud with?
Yeah, you're right.
Especially if the end goal is Rhea. Who's she going to face? Like, at least Io, you can take your pick with Io. I don't see it right now. And I think them throwing Raquel Gonzalez back on TV just kind of told me the conclusion of the match as soon as that happened. As soon as she came through the curtain, I was like, oh, okay. Io's definitely retaining on Saturday.
Like, it's going to be a good match regardless. There's
definitely.
There's going to be a lot of, Raquel trying to fuck with the match. Like, it's going to be, the implication of, oh, Io is down. Like, is she going to get beat? Is she going to lose? Oh, no, Io somehow perseveres from everything that's gone on in the match and A, B, C, and D. Like, it's typical wrestling logic, and it's good wrestling logic. It's not predictable wrestling logic. It's predictable in a sense, but it won't be something that we just go, oh, that was okay. Like, I have a feeling this could be match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good predictable type of wrestling logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's done correctly,
Yeah. So we got two more matches. Which looks like it might be second to last match on the show. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I was not looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah.
Like, I went on record saying that I'm pretty sure Pat McAfee is going to take this seriously.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, you touched on this last week. Adam Cole just came from a long, long championship run. If he was going to do a match with a celebrity, it should have been before the long championship reign, not after. But I will say this. After last night's promo, last night's exchange between the two, I'm now looking forward to this matchup. And that's a testament to Adam Cole's work as a good promo, and Pat McAfee's promo. I mean, he just looked like a natural in there last night. My God, I mean, he cut a better heel promo than guys on the main roster still trying after a while, So it definitely got me into this matchup, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't think Pat McAfee's going to embarrass himself because, like I said, he is a wrestling fan, and he does take this seriously. And I think he should be fine. I'm not looking for a match of the night. I'm not looking for this match to blow me away, but I also don't think Pat McAfee's going to trip over his dick and embarrass himself either,
Yeah, because, with all these, outside, entities, we're going to call them, that get in the ring, it's always going to be 50-50. It's either going to be they actually did pretty good, or they were really shitty in the ring. Like, the only exception you can make is Karl Malone. Like, Karl Malone actually took it seriously, and he trained with DDP. I was trying to think of another name.
D'Angelo Williams from a few years back from Impact. He teamed up with Moose. He was a guy that I thought took it seriously too. He looked pretty good. He looked like he'd been training for years.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it all depends on the person. Because I mean,
depends on if they want to.
I mean, I thought Stephen Amell did pretty good, and when
I thought so too. I was impressed.
Like he took it seriously. Like I actually watched back whenever he made that promo in the backstage with Triple H. I'm like, yeah, he actually cuts a pretty good promo. I'm not gonna front. But
and he was talking to his Oliver Queen voice too, which was funny.
Like I was marking out a little bit. I was marking out a little bit. I'm like, shit is like, you know what? Thinking back on it, why didn't he ever do like a vignette where he's Oliver Queen, where he's the Green Arrow calling out?
I know, right?
Stardust.
I thought they could have done a whole lot more with it.
Like the
I'm Oliver Queen.
The comic book nerd and the wrestling nerd in me, I think, would have had an orgasm. Like that's Stardust. You have failed this company. Like I would have been like, ah! Like I would have went crazy. But
especially if they would have played the little theme at the end.
Maybe for copyright reasons they couldn't do that, but that would have been fucking dope. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. I'm gonna be open-minded. I'm gonna see what he can do. I like the promo with Adam Cole. I like the setup of it because I like that they didn't just have him come out through the entrance ramp like he actually worked there. I like that they gave him that outsider appeal where he showed up with was it AJ Hawk and there was two other guys.
Yeah, two other football players. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but yeah, but AJ Hawk was one of them. Yeah,
and I looked at their profiles. I think they played with McAfee, but yeah, they showed up to the show and they came out through not the entrance ramp, but like through the crowd, the quote unquote crowd, and I like that because it gave them that outsider appeal of, we're not welcome here, but we don't care. Like, like why I'm here, and
we're four scary football players. What you gonna do?
Yeah, so Adam Cole is going to carry that match. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Pat McAfee,
he's the right guy to do it.
Oh yeah,
he's the right guy to do it.
If you're gonna put a guy in the ring that's never been in the ring, you're gonna put him against a guy that could make anyone look good. Like he can make a broomstick look good. So he's the right guy. I don't see this match going longer than 10 minutes. 10, 12 minutes tops.
Same. I think it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's going to be a lot of that element going on there, and I think they're going to kind of stretch it out a little bit, and I think they're going to quicken up the pace towards the end of the match. I agree.
And also, I wouldn't be surprised if they just came out the last minute and said, "Oh, by the way, this is a street fight."
Oh, yeah, maybe that too.
Yeah, because you're going to have like
Never
Dispute Era at his side. You're going to have Pat McAfee's guys at his side. So again, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I'm not gonna shit on it before it happens because I know there's a lot of people that aren't crazy about it, and I can understand why. And then you and me are both in agreement. We weren't crazy about it to begin with, but after last night, we're like, okay, let's see what he can do at least.
Yeah, right. I'm giving it a chance.
So Adam Cole is obviously going to win. There's no doubt about that. He's going to win. Pat McAfee, I don't know where they're going to go with him after this. I don't know if he's going to be signed to a contract, but who would you pick to win?
I think Adam Cole's going over too. I don't think it's not going to do anybody good for him to go over Adam Cole in one match. I just don't see that, especially when he's pretty much playing the heel. He's antagonizing Cole the whole entire time. I just don't. Adam Cole has to win this.
Oh yeah.
Unless the Undisputed Era turns on Adam Cole, which a lot of people have been floating around as a possibility. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't know. But I mean, all that aside, I think Cole is winning too.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole them turning on Cole. Like I don't see why they would do that though, because
I don't see that either.
It's something that it's happened before, but there's at least been a reason explained as to why the group would turn on the leader. But I don't see. I just can't see it. Like, to me, that seems like a group that like a New Day. They're gonna stay together for as long as they can. Like those guys actually seem like they get along. Like they're actually good friends in real life. So I don't see it. I really don't. But getting to the main event, you got NXT North American Championship. Not North American. NXT World Championship. Keith Lee, the champ, defends against Karrion Kross. Scarlett at his side. We've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't know who's going to win. And I can't say if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing because I don't like that Kross is being already like hot-shotted into the title picture. But at the same time, it's like, who else could they put there?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to have Keith Lee feud against, Finn? Or,
Tim Thatcher.
I mean, those would be good matches, but this seems like the money match. And, if we kind of turn back the clocks a little bit, they did that with Kevin Owens whenever he debuted in NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
His very first night in NXT, he ends up turning on Sami Zayn after Sami Zayn won the NXT Championship. And then at the very next pay-per-view, he ends up winning the NXT Championship. And then he ends up going to the main roster. And what is it, a matter of like 5 months? So, actually, it didn't take that long. But I think it was like 7-8 months that he was on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how this match is going to end. It's one of those things where if Kross wins, I would be pleasantly surprised and shocked. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, if Keith wins, which I can't see them having Kross lose in a big match like this. But at the same time,
especially right out of the gate, I can't see that happening either.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to throw in a fuck finish.
Which is not NXT. NXT's not known for fuck finishes, though. That's the crazy part about it. People are just we're coming down to that conclusion because neither guy can really stand a loss at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Keith Lee just, like you said, he just won the title. Kross just came into the picture. You can't have him lose his first big title match. Like, which way did it go? And just, I don't know, man. WWE's not the main roster. They're not known for fuck finishes as an easy scapegoat, so I don't know where they're going, man. And like you said, the intrigue can be either a good thing or a bad thing, And it's just, oh, man. It's a double-edged sword, man. Maybe even a triple-edged sword. I don't know. I really don't know. This is hard to call.
So, like, what if, Keith losing means they end up putting him on the main roster?
Well, in that case, I'd be all for it because I think Raw or SmackDown can use him. I think if Braun retains on Sunday and he transforms into this crazed bald heel now, if that's the route they're going, he's going to need a credible contender. But then again, people would complain that would be too soon too. But I don't know. I think SmackDown needs more bodies, but I think Raw needs. I don't think Raw needs more bodies, but I think SmackDown definitely can use them. I think both shows can use them, but I think SmackDown needs a shot in the arm as far as NXT talent goes, because they're missing some main event pieces, and I think Keith Lee is big enough and believable enough to be in the main event, and people not bat an eye.
So here's another scenario I want to throw at you as far as them doing fuck finishes. What if the Undisputed Era comes out and fucks up the match? And let me explain why I think that could be a possibility.
Right.
Adam Cole never got his rematch.
Right.
So you can have it looks like Cross is about to possibly win the match. And then all of a sudden you have the Undisputed Era come out and just fuck everything up.
Roderick Strong comes out of nowhere with the big flying knee. I love when they do that. A guy would be in the ring, and then next thing you know, Roderick Strong comes out of nowhere with the flying knee. Bang! And then, the rest of the Undisputed Era is in the ring beating up, whoever else. I was dang. But, yeah, I mean, that could be a very strong possibility.
Yeah, because you can have Adam Cole, give his reasoning saying, I'm the longest reigning NXT champion in history. I deserve respect. I deserve a title match. But instead, you put me in the ring with an ex-punter in the NFL. Cross hasn't even been here for more than 20 minutes, and he's already getting a title shot. That could be his reasoning. And also, people remember Cross kind of called out Adam Cole. Adam Cole was standing in the ring, and the lights went out, and Scarlett came out with her hourglass. I'm not talking about her ass, by the way. I'm talking about an actual hourglass.
Not her actual figure.
Not an actual figure. I'm talking about an actual hourglass. And basically called out Adam Cole. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I know a lot of people are kind of off the whole Undisputed Era train. But Adam Cole hasn't gotten his rematch. And NXT is supposed to be about, continuity. Right. So, I mean, that could be the next big match. Triple threat with Adam Cole and Cross and Lee. This could be their way of saying, well, we don't want to make Cross look weak. We don't want him to lose clean. We also don't want Keith to lose the titles yet. And at the same time, we love Adam Cole. So before we end up putting him on the main roster for anything. So that could be a possibility. That wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration too. Yeah, because that definitely makes sense. And at least, in NXT, like you said, NXT has great storyline continuity and things make sense down there, or they try their damnedest to make, things make sense too. So, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see something like that playing out, especially if they need an out to protect Cross and Keith Lee both, without hurting both of them in the process. Yeah, that's it. That's the easy way to go. Undisputed Era.
And also, Don Tony has been pointing out that a lot of the quarterly hour? I forgot how you described it. The segments with Keith Lee and Cross have not been very, according to statistics and analytics wise, they have not been the better ones. And it all comes down to Cross because not everyone knows who Cross is. Not everyone watched Impact. So you're having this new guy being basically having a rocket ship strapped to his back, and you expect the fans to go, okay, I'm on board. It doesn't work with everybody, not even Cross. So
yeah,
again,
especially when the presentation of him so far has been touch and go at best.
Yeah, because
and that's no slight on Cross. That's just them, slow burning and slow building him up. Definitely. I caught on to what Don Tony said too, and he's right. That's just proof is in the pudding, But I think that people have to, like you said, get used to him and get more familiar with him first, before they flock to somebody. See, Keith Lee's had a whole year on the main roster. What is it? Has it been a year or maybe 2 years on the main on NXT before getting the championship?
I think it's been a year and a half if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, a year and a half on the main on NXT. NXT is my main roster, honestly. But he's had a year and a half on the roster to develop and gain the attention of the audience. Whereas Cross, he hasn't gotten a chance to really be connected with the audience because let's be honest. Not a lot of people watch TNA. We can all sit around and pretend like we watch Impact and all that. And I used to watch Impact because of him and LAX, but now that they're both gone, I really don't watch it anymore. But I just think that they need some time to get into him. And plus, the audience is not there, or a natural audience is not there, so they can't co-sign, Cross either right now, right? Which I think it hurts. I think introducing a new character in the pandemic era, it could be rough. I think it's rough, which is a shame because Cross, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not doing anything wrong. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, once you get those fans back, which could be sooner rather than later, AEW's already doing it. So, eventually WWE's going to end up doing it. But, Cross, like you just said, it's been very touch and go because not everyone watches Impact. I mean, there are people who do watch the Indies, but not everyone watches Impact. Not everyone watches the Indies either. Keith Lee's been built up in a smart way because they were slowly building him up, and then they, in that Survivor Series match against Roman was when people just kind of stood up and took notice. And then, his Royal Rumble appearance, which was, really short, by the way. It was short but effective. So Keith Lee's been built up a smarter way. Cross, it's one of those things where I can see why they're building him the way they're building him, and why he's being put in the spot he's being put in, because there's really nobody else. I mean, because Priest, maybe. Dijakovic, I don't see him as a top guy, like, in my opinion.
Me either. And I like the guy, but he's not. I don't see him being world champion.
But and just to finish it up before we get to SummerSlam, I'm not sure how this match is going to go. I don't even think I have a winner. Like, I can't even really pick anyone.
Me either.
So it's just one of those things where it's, to be determined. That's pretty much the choice for this match is, TBD. But,
not available.
Not available at the moment. But SummerSlam, we'll review SummerSlam and then we're out of here. SummerSlam will be this Sunday at the Amway Center, the Thunderdome. Dome. I want one of those mixers. That I just want to get one of those mixers just so I can do voices. But
right. Like
SummerSlam, exactly like Mish. I need to get I'm in dire need of new equipment, a mixer, a recorder, and a new mic. But SummerSlam is this Sunday at the Thunderdome, Dome, in Orlando, Florida, at the Amway Center. The tagline is "You'll never see it coming."
Oh boy!
There's 8 matches so far. It's rumored that Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles might be added. Their match is on SmackDown tomorrow, but it's rumored that they might end up having the match at SummerSlam. So I don't know if the match tomorrow is going to be like a fuck finish, which it's WWE, so
most likely
pick your poison. But so far there's 8 matches on Wikipedia. I'm just going to start from the bottom, which is the 8th. Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville in a hair versus hair match.
Well, first off, I want to say this. I like the build.
Mm-hmm.
I've liked their feud. I've enjoyed their feud.
Right.
Mandy and Sonya had especially Sonya, have had the chance to really shine and develop as their own individuals. So that's good to see. I hope maybe, interacting with some of the more important people on the roster as time goes by after this feud is over with. As far as who I think is going to win this match, I think Mandy Rose is winning. I think Sonya Deville is going to get their head shaved.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Mandy Rose is winning. I agree with you also because I like how the feud's been built. It helps that these two are actually friends and they actually know each other. And I don't want to say this is going to be part of the match, but what happened with Sonya, this could be something that really does bring them closer together and really does make this feud even more meaningful, even more interesting. The promos between the two have been very good. Like Sonya has improved dramatically. She has gotten much. She has gotten so much better in the ring, better on the mic. Mandy is she's getting there. I mean, she's not.
Yes.
She's not god awful in the ring. But she's not. She's not lighting the world on fire. But
yeah, she's not well polished either.
I mean, she doesn't need to be doing deathmatch wrestling type shit. Like her whole appeal is sex appeal, but at the same time, from what I've been seeing, she's she's not a pretty face. Like she can live with having short hair. So and they put out those soccer.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. She's the world's greatest soccer mom now.
by the way, I've been to soccer games. I've seen soccer moms that look like her.
Yeah, I can attest to that fact too. Softball and soccer, there's a lot of hot women that like that. Definitely, I could definitely agree to that.
But and this match isn't gonna be a 5-star classic. There's
nah.
But it's yeah. Good.
But like you said earlier, though, being the fact that they're friends, you would think that they would try to go an extra mile to get the best out of each other. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I really am.
Yes. So far, the SummerSlam card looks interesting. It looks pretty solid. But
yeah, it does. Yeah, not overstuffed. The people that needed to be on it are on it. As far as people that's available, and it's not overstuffed. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. 8 matches is fine. They don't need to add any more, in my opinion.
What was that? You want 4 more matches?
RJ wants to go to bed around 11 o'clock or 11:30 on Sunday evening after work on Monday.
Hey, if this SummerSlam can end around 9:30ish, this will be perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I take that all day long.
That will be gravy. But next match, you got the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman defending against The Fiend. This is their third match, which I kind of expected. The first match was against, there were Mr. Rogers, Bray Wyatt. Second match was against, Colt Lee or Bray Wyatt, which that was indecisive, if we're going to put it that way. And then this is, against The Fiend, which I called. So, who do you see winning?
Gosh, man, I would say Bray wins here, but I'm not sure. The whole tagline, you'll never see it coming. What if Alexa Bliss shows up at the pay-per-view with a bald head and low blows The Fiend or something, or she helps The Fiend win and she's got the weird doll mask or whatever on. I don't know. I really do not know. It's one of those matches where you're not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, I think The Fiend's going to win, primarily because, Braun's just not over.
It's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, he shaved his head, but okay. There's 10 other bald guys in the company. He's just not over. The Fiend, it was a mistake. First of all, it was fucking stupid in the first place to take the title off of Fiend and give it to Goldberg. It was fucking dumb. It was fucking
absolutely.
Dumb. It's just, and Braun, won it by happenstance because Roman decided to just say, I'm just gonna say him. Which again, what I mean by that is, we know Roman's situation. Roman did the smart thing and went, you know what? I already have a disease that could kill me at any moment. I don't need another disease. So I'm just gonna chill at home.
Yeah, and he did that, and Braun Strowman got, like he said, happy chance. It was a Johnny Bravo effect. He was the guy that happened to fit the suit, and he got the title based off of that alone. So
Braun just it's not working. Fiend is the safer bet because his gimmick is still over. I think maybe the bloom fell off the rose after the whole Goldberg thing, but
that's not Bray's fault though.
It's not. It's, as a matter of fact, I don't even think it's WWE's fault because I think Don Tony touched base. I think Don Tony insinuated that it might have had something to do with Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia, you see the theme on their shows is let's pay out the ass to have X guys come back. They had Shawn Michaels made it very clear that he's not going to come back, and they decided to offer him, a shit ton of money. The same thing with Undertaker. The same thing with Goldberg. So, again, I don't think that's the company's fault because if it were up to the company, they would have told Goldberg, to lie down for the Fiend. But again, it's just speculation. But Fiend, I think is going to win because Braun's just not that interesting. Sometimes I even forget who the Universal Champion
is. Me too. Same. Do you think Alexa gets involved anyhow?
I think she does because they've already involved her. There's that whole skit where Braun, quote unquote power slammed her. So again, she could get involved. So we don't know, but yeah, Fiend's gonna win this. Okay. Next match, you got Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka. This is what. But I don't mean to cut you off. This is actually no. Wait, I thought she was defending. I thought Sasha was defending the title. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, she is. Never mind. Asuka is in. Asuka is in 2 title matches against both Bayley and Sasha, not at the same time, but in separate matches.
Yeah, she's pulling double duty, so to speak. I wasn't too jazzed about Asuka winning that Battle Royal the other night. And I love Asuka. I think Asuka is one of the MVPs throughout this pandemic era. But I was just like, I just thought that the spot could have been given to somebody else. But that's just me. But in saying that, I think that Bayley retains here.
Yeah, I mean, because I think I don't know. I don't think Bayley's going to lose because they're harping on the she's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. And she is because we're in about 2 months. It'll already be a year that she's been champion.
And that's my point. That's my point exactly. That's why I don't see them taking the belt off of her. They're making that into a big deal.
So, but I don't know. It's just weird because they put her in 2 matches. They put her in 2 matches for a reason. They're gonna obviously have Sasha and Bayley feud at some point, and it's gonna be at Mania. There's no doubt about that. So
they're milking it. They're milking it hard.
So I would say realistic scenario, you have Asuka win the Raw win back the Raw Women's Championship.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And and also on the card, that's also the next match. Sasha and Asuka. So you can have Asuka win the title back, or here's what they do. It'll be Bayley and Asuka, and Sasha gets involved somehow. Bayley ends up winning, and then the very next match ends up being Sasha and Asuka. And then Asuka, wills through it and ends up winning the title. And that's how you continue to plant this seed with Bayley and Sasha.
Yep, without them not immediately touching, I think that's a smart way to go too. And I think that's what's going to happen too.
Yeah, it just, again, wrestling 101. Sasha can look at Bayley and go, "Where were you? Like, why didn't you have my back?" Bayley can be like, "I just had a tough match. Like, I needed to, I needed to go back and I needed to rehydrate. I needed water. I needed to rest. It was a long match. I didn't honestly. If she can pull the heel card, I didn't even know your match was up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like that could be the way they're going. But yeah, since we literally just went through 2 matches at the same time, we can get to the next match.
So 2 birds with 1 stone.
Pretty much. Dominic Mysterio making his debut versus Seth Rollins in a street fight. Your thoughts?
I'm very intrigued by the matchup. I mean, for God's sakes, I grew up with Dominic, so seeing him wrestle now, it's a pleasure, and Dominic strikes me as a kid that wants it. I don't think he's going to embarrass himself or trip over his own dick too. I think he's going to go out there and I think he's going to deliver or try his best to deliver the goods. And I think that Seth Rollins is in my opinion, a good first opponent for him because Seth Rollins trains people, on his off days. And I think it's a safe opponent for him. Just don't give him no damn buckle bombs, please. Oh, God, don't give him no buckle bombs. But I don't see Dom winning. I see Seth Rollins winning. I don't think they're going to give Dom his first win right out of the gate. I just don't see it.
Do you see... actually, I don't even think that's going to happen because Ray apparently signed a new deal with WWE. I was going to say, do you see Dom possibly turning on Ray in the future?
I don't know. It depends on how. I really don't know. I would say if they're invested in him in the long haul, and if they really want to make Dom into something special, I would say not. But I don't know. It's just that would be weird. I kind of don't want to see that, to be honest with you. Dominic versus Rey Mysterio.
I don't want to see
it. Weird.
I don't want to see it right off the gate. I can agree with you on that. I mean, and I agree with you. I think Seth's going to win. It's going to be something where Seth is going to make Dom look good. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're going to push Dom as a thing. They might limit Ray's, in ring work for the time being, so you can. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not yet. They're going to put Ray and Dom in a tag team, and eventually they might even win the tag team titles. Just wrestling.
That's what I was going to really say later, but that was going to coincide with a prediction for a later on match.
So, which we're getting to that, by the way. But to close this match out, Dom's not going to win. Dom's going to look good, but he's definitely not going to win. So
yeah, I think it's too early for him to be beating a main event guy. Had it would have been anybody else, had it would have been Aiden English if he was still around, or Heath Slater or somebody like that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, fine, cool. But Seth Rollins right out of the gate, nah. But he'll put up a good fight, though.
Exactly. So next match is Apollo Crews defending the United States Championship against MVP. The Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, are banned from ringside. So, question. Why isn't Bobby Lashley being put into these bigger matches, and why is MVP?
Because MVP has in my opinion, I think it's because MVP has the personality.
Yeah.
And I think they're saving Bobby for Brock.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about that for a while, but MVP have done a 180. I like him. I think I like him better when he's just, the manager. Like him as a wrestler, I'm just
I'm not too hot on.
Not too hot on. I wasn't even that crazy about him, back in the day. But him as a manager is better because he's the better mouthpiece for Bobby Lashley. Because Bobby Lashley, they're finally pushing him the way he should have been pushed, which is he's an ass kicker. So
absolutely,
that's really my only qualm is that. Why not Bobby Lashley in this spot? And MVP is the mouthpiece. Or why not Shelton Benjamin? Give Shelton Benjamin, some scraps. But I mean, it's one of those.
That's
things
a good point. I'm I'm very confused on that too. Why is MVP getting all this wrestling time? Because, like you said, and I agree. I think he's the weakest out of the three in the ring. I think Shelton's the best. Bobby is the more ferocious and impactful. And I just think MVP's just very basic, and he's kind of shaky at times in the ring as well. So I'm not sure why he's getting the spots either, other than the fact that he can talk and promote the match.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't hate it, but it's just one of those things where I just kind of scratch my head and go, MVP should just be the guy on the side, yelling. You should be the mind, and Bobby's the brains. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, like Apollo. Again, another guy I'm happy for because I've always liked him, and I'm glad that he's being put in the spot he's in. And I'm also glad that whenever he actually did have to take time off because he did have COVID, I'm glad WWE didn't just put him back on the shelf. I'm glad when he came back, WWE put him back where he was before.
Yeah, so, right. I'm glad too. And I'm happy that he's finally getting a chance to show what he can do. I think his run so far as U.S. champ hasn't been spectacular, but it hasn't been bad either. Like, I'm very invested in it. And I'm interested to see what he does moving forward. Does he beat MVP here? I don't know, man. They made it very, very clear that the Hurt Business is not going to be at ringside, but who's to say that maybe a new member of the Hurt Business can't interfere on MVP's behalf?
Like, didn't they
MVP was caught talking to Shelton, I mean, not Shelton, but Cedric.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
So, I don't know. Like, I think Apollo would win this. I just, again, with MVP, I don't really want to see him in the ring that much anymore. I'd rather just see him be the guy that talks. I mean, the Hurt Business, I mean, that's a cool name. That's not just a good name, that's a cool name. Like, what did he say at Underground? We're the Hurt Business and business is good. Like,
yeah,
to me,
business is good. It's booming.
That's just simple. Again, that's just being simple. That's not trying to be too flashy. That's not trying to bite off of something you saw in a movie. That's just simple and to the point. Which is
unlike the Beat Down Clan.
you mean the 5'5" clan?
Which is just a total rip off of the Wu-Tang, so I was like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I like the Hurt Business. I like the idea of it. I just wish they had younger members. Because, like I said, all these guys are closer to 50 than they are 20. So, I wish they would put, like, at least either Swerve or Cedric, somebody fresh and young in this group to help, get some eyes on the future of this company, and help them grow, on screen as well as off screen.
Who would be an interesting member? And again, this is just wishful thinking. Keith Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Keith Lee making his debut as an ass kicking heel.
Hey, he did that in Ring of Honor and it worked. Hey, why not do it here?
So again, but
endless possibilities.
Oh yeah.
But I see Apollo Crews retaining though.
Oh yeah, he's going to retain. I don't see why he can't retain. But yeah, you're right. They tease Cedric Alexander being a part of the group, but again, we don't know what's going to happen. But Apollo winning is more than likely a possibility. Next match, you got tag team championships. You got the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. It has the possibility of being a good match, because I like the Street Profits. I like that they're not doing this goofy shit anymore. They're not doing the goofy, was it putt golf or Ninja Turtles, whatever the fuck it was with the Viking Raiders. I like that. I mean, they're still going out there and doing their over the top, personalities. But I like that they're being a little bit more serious. So
they're being a little bit more grounded. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and Angel Garza and Andrade, I think they're a good tag team together.
Two fantastic wrestlers. Like I love Garza. I love Andrade. So much better than that other Latino guy we had here like 7 years ago named Alberto Del Rio. I think those guys top anything that guy can do.
Yeah,
And the Street Profits are a good team. I think Dawkins, goofy a little bit. Montez Ford, just very charismatic, full of energy. It's a fun watching him just go. And that frog splash of his is just a sight to see, man. It's just fantastic.
Oh yeah, Ford is definitely going to be the star. Like he can talk, he can work, he has the personality, he has a look. Dawkins, he's just he kind of looks like D'Lo Brown a little bit. He's just he's not somebody. I don't mean to disrespect the guy. He's Cass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, to quote Kevin Castle, he looks like shit.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a very good look to him, and
nah, he doesn't. Those baggy basketball shorts and him wearing the compression pants and the headbands, like it looks goofy, man. Like, come on, dude, you've been at NXT forever and you're not fine tuned and well conditioned yet. Like, come on, man. He's been there forever. And just no noticeable physical improvements or anything, it's just, I don't know. He doesn't look like anything special to me at all. Whereas, Ford has a look, you know what I'm saying? He's very intriguing looking, very charismatic. Like, I think there's no reason why Montez Ford, in my opinion, can't be a star in WWE.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I got Andrade and Garza winning this. And
I do too.
This kind of leads into the Ray and Dominic thing, where
my head is exactly where yours is at right now.
So Andrade or not Andrade, or maybe Andrade or Ray can instigate it, where like, hey, we got unfinished business. I still don't like you, and you don't like me. I respect you, but at the end of the day, I don't like you. I think you're an asshole. And, Dominique can be like, I've sat on the sidelines and watched you guys disrespect my father. He took off his mask. You beat him down. I'm here to get retribution. I'm here to get payback. He's like, you thought one Mysterio was bad enough? Try two. Yeah. Like,
there you go.
Like, that could be the WrestleMania moment of next year. Where, the Mysterios against Andrade and Garza. Like, to me, that's money.
Yeah, I think so too. There's always money in the chase, as they like to say. And I mean, there's a lot of babyface tag teams that Garza, well, not a lot, but there's a few babyface tag teams that Garza and Andrade can go through in order to get to that step to, Ray and Dominic. You can go through Cedric and Ricochet if they're even still going to be a thing. The Viking Raiders, you can come back to Street Profits, and I mean, maybe even get Breezango in there. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities there. They just have to, touch on it.
Exactly. I mean, again, it could easily be a Mania match. It could be your Mania moment for next year.
Oh, so, definitely, absolutely.
Now we're at the last match, which is more than it might be the main event, and Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre as the WWE Championship. Oh, fuck, I'm already messing up the words. Drew McIntyre as the WWE Champion, defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. I like how this has been built.
Mm-hmm.
These two, I have no doubt in my mind these two are going to go out there and have a good match. When you look at these two, they're built almost very similarly. I mean, Drew's, I think, a little bit more bigger because he has more muscle tone to him.
Mm-hmm.
But these two should go out there and have a good match. Randy, we talked about Asuka being the MVP. Randy's been the MVP as well. Randy, a lot of people have said for years about Orton, when he wants to perform, he'll perform.
Oh, you best believe it. When Randy's got something solid to sink his teeth into, no pun intended, like he's very good. There's nobody better than Randy Orton. And when he gets to be that prick heel, that's when Randy's at his best, you know, and it's showing. It's showing in his work. Everything he's done since the night after the Rumble has been on par. I think, you know, the match with Edge at Mania it went a little too long, you know, and that's what lost people on that. But besides that point, I think that everything that Randy has done so far since the beginning of the year has been great.
Oh yeah, and you can tell, like, he's just working with Edge. You know, that's his friend, so of course he's gonna go out there and give it his all. And now you have him working with Drew McIntyre, which is, I mean, I wouldn't imagine if he likes Drew McIntyre, if he considers Drew McIntyre a friend. And you have two guys who are on, you know, some pretty good momentum. You know, Randy's has, you know, crazy momentum as a heel. Drew McIntyre, you know, and I'm going to sound like a Drew McIntyre fanboy, you know, he consistently has good matches. You put him on every pay-per-view he's been on since he's been champion, he's had one of the best matches on the card. And we can,
Agreed.
I mean, I don't think he needs sympathy from us, but I think he's been the guy that's had it worse during this pandemic as far as, you know, wrestling goes. Where,
you know,
his
crowning moment was ruined. He didn't get a chance to celebrate and soak that championship win in with the fans. Yeah, it's a shame that it got robbed from him, you know? He definitely got robbed.
So, I can't... in this match, again, it's one of those things where I'm not sure what's going to happen, and I'm actually fine with it, because Orton being champion, you know, I think would make sense, because, again, he's been the MVP. He's been he's been sharing co-MVP with Asuka. We'll put it that way. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
You put the title on him, that's fine.
I don't think nobody's going to be crying.
Drew McIntyre, I think at this point, you might want to take the title off of him for a bit until we can get live crowds back. Because Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre as champion deserves a crowd. It deserves people, you know, screaming for him and yelling his name. I mean, granted, you know, SummerSlam is going to be the introduction to the Superdome. So you're going to have, you know, live fans, quote unquote, you know, from home cheering for Drew McIntyre. So, again, I'm not sure how this match is going to end. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I don't know. I mean, because I don't know if they want to put the title on Orton and have him drop it to Edge at WrestleMania next year. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going to happen.
Which I heard of that. I heard of that might be a big possibility to happen.
So if I had to pick, if I'm a betting man, I'd pick Orton to win this match.
Right. I go with Orton as well. I think. I think like we said earlier, the money is in the chase, and Drew McIntyre getting his championship back sometime after WrestleMania, or maybe at WrestleMania next year. I think that could be a good story to tell, or if it's just him chasing for the rest of the year. And he gets it maybe at the end of the year or sometime beforehand. I mean, I don't know. But him chasing sounds pretty good. Drew McIntyre, the bounty hunter, as he was playing a couple years ago, he's beating up Braun Strowman and killing a lot of guys. That can work, you know? So, but another thing that I was thinking about, too, what do you think Retribution factors, if at all, into this situation or at any particular point of the night?
Well, I mean, I think of the tagline, which is "You'll never see it coming." Maybe they play into that. Someone mentioned, you know, Shane McMahon could be behind Retribution.
I've heard of that too.
Whoever these guys are, it has to make sense, because I know someone mentioned, you know, there's a couple names I'm forgetting. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the names, but it's just like I don't know what the payoff's going to be, and it's not just a cop out answer. It's just I honestly don't know, because to be quite fair, I'm not really into the whole Retribution thing.
I'm trying to give it more of a chance. The stuff they've been doing on Raw and SmackDown to me has kind of been night and day. Some of the shit they do on Raw is just like, okay, the point of that is what? And then the shit they do on SmackDown is kind of like, okay, they reckon shit up. Okay. So I think the booking of them has been kind of 50-50. I'm a sucker for a faction. I'm a sucker for a good invasion angle. So I'm trying to give it a chance, but I'm making fun of the sizes of the members of the group as well. I think they all look like teenagers. And let's think about the whole idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's pretty much my whole stance on it. It's just like, I tried giving it some kind of chance, but then when you see that the guys in the group are, under like 5'5" or 5'6", I'm just like, how is this intimidating?
Somebody said that All Elite Wrestling. It's the guy John Silver is a member. That guy's like, I think like 4'11". Oh, that guy's incredibly short. I don't know, man. These guys are very, very short. I know they put like two. There was two bigger guys on Friday that were attacking them, and one guy grabbed the referee and he fell down with the referee. I don't know. Did you catch that? When it was tearing shit up in the locker room, and one guy went to grab the referee, and he like fell down and dropped him gently on the table. I was like, "Oh my god, this is funny."
Oh, was that on Raw or SmackDown?
That was on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, man, that was funny.
Because I work Fridays and Mondays, so I'm not able to watch the show live. So I'll just catch it on the DVR whenever I have time. I was able to catch the debut of Joseph Parks on SmackDown, which I thought that was interesting. I
thought so too.
I think that works. I think he works with AJ because AJ is just kind of like this kind of prickish bully, and then Joseph Parks is just kind of this very kind of non-confrontational guy who just. He's, yes, Mr. Styles, and he does whatever AJ asks him to. So
yeah, he's this big naive dude.
I just thought it was funny how he's trying to like wipe Jeff Hardy's name off the board. He goes, "Permanent marker," and then and Parks just has this look on his face like, "I'm sorry, sir."
Yeah. I mean, they should definitely keep that dynamic going. Let me ask you something. Do you think there's any chance we see Abyss?
No.
Like, I mean, I don't think he's gonna wrestle or anything like that. But you think that we might see an Abyss cameo or something like that at some point, or no?
Doubt it. I mean, because what is it? What do they call themselves? Anthem? Don't Anthem own the rights to that character?
No, remember they did a thing where they allowed people to take their gimmicks with them to any place they went, like EC3. They let him, be EC3 in WWE, and they let Matt Hardy eventually have the broken stuff. So I think they did a deal where they allowed Impact wrestlers to take their gimmicks wherever they went to go wrestle next. I think with the exception being LAX, because if I'm not mistaken, Conan owns the rights to the LAX stuff.
I mean, it'd be cool, but I mean, if you're gonna even think about bringing back Abyss, you have to bring him back to wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the part I don't see. I don't see him wrestling full time. Maybe a cameo at the Rumble or something small like that, but I don't see him ever wrestling full time. It hurts to watch that guy walk. I mean, you want the guy to wrestle? I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm fine with this Joseph Parks gimmick, but I mean, it'd be interesting if they brought back Abyss. Like if AJ says, what happened to you? Like, aren't you gonna? Maybe you should call your brother. And he's just like, no, I don't want to call him. Like he's at the mental institution where he belongs. You better call him right now. Like does that that's my AJ Styles impression, by the way. I don't know. It'd be interesting because I liked Abyss, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it happens. It happens. If it doesn't, then
you're not going to be hurt by it either.
I'm not going to cry myself asleep. But yeah, that's our SummerSlam and Takeover review. Matter of fact, that's the whole show right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and plug yourself, man.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at LilRJ Unlimited, LILRJ Unlimited. As Drew said earlier, I have a podcast called RJ and the Savage Squad Show. It's a show where it's designed for the wrestling community by a member of the wrestling community. And it's a show where I invite different guests on, and we shoot the shit, have a normal conversation, talk about wrestling, talk about whatever, kind of like me and Drew did last week.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just a platform for people to speak what's ever on their mind and just conversate and just have a good time. No pressure, no nothing, just sit back, cool it, talking like we're just having a beer or, just cooling at a bar or something, just something casual. Casual talk.
Casual talk. All right, Raheem, appreciate you for being on. This was just like this is like picking up from last week. It was fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a good time. Deeply honored to be on the Drew Yari show. Appreciate it. And I appreciate all the support that you and some of your peeps have been giving me, and it's very, very humbling. And just thank you again for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. You're always invited back. Just so
thank you.
You always have an open seat here.
Thank you, and likewise on my show too. Just time, place, and we'll set it up, man.
Absolutely, brother. Take care, man.
All right, you do the same.
All right, that was Raheem. Again, follow his podcast. You can find him on Anchor. I believe you can find him on Anchor. I think you can find him on Spotify as well. Great dude, by the way. Support his podcast. A really good show. I've listened to it. It's fun. It's fun conversation. You won't be bored during it. And then you got Wrestling Soup, Anthony Missionary Thomas, and John Draper and Joey Numbers. Go to their Patreon just for $5. Support them. Support DTKC. Go to their Patreon for just $5. You can hear their new original content. You can also hear our good buddy Trez on there on KNT Chronicles with Kevin. Speaking of Kevin, I had planned to do a Takeover post show with Kevin this Saturday. Just got word that probably won't be the case, so no Takeover post show this Saturday. But Texas Podcast Massacre, support them if you love horror movies. Support them. Demented, and what's the name of that show? Give me one sec. Demented and Unusual with my friend Relly H on Spotify. Support her. Support Ruben Prime TV. You can also find him on Spotify. Wrestling Court with Julian and Rob. Who else? Who else am I forgetting? You got the Garden of Doom with Jeff Littman and Shaheen. Also Shaheen. Support him. Like if you need any graphic work done, if you have a podcast or a YouTube show or anything, Shaheen's the man to go. Shaheen is the man you want to go to. He is good. He is the best. He is the best at what he does. You got Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby. Support them. Yuck Nasty made the theme for the show. I'm still waiting on that theme. I'm playing. Yuck knows of him. Brian J. Wrestling Reanimated and Horror Reanimated podcast on Spreaker. Support him. False Count Radio with Andrew Carlick, good friend of the show. Support him. Support everybody's podcast. Show some love to everybody on their podcast. And I'll see you guys next week. And looking forward to Takeover and SummerSlam this weekend. So, yeah, we have that to look forward to. I will post this show as soon as I can. It might be a little later tonight. I got some things to take care of. But take care, guys, and peace out.